Hey guys, welcome back to the Pine Box Perspective. Today I want to show you my new Woodsman toy. It's called the Woodsman by Battle Horse Knives. Guys, this is a great little knife. Okay, first of all, excellent little EDC size knife. Okay, it's 7 inches in total. You've got a 3-inch cutting blade. You've got a 4-inch handle. I wear a large size glove and you can see that I can get all my fingers on there. Thumb right here, guys, doing push cuts and things. Just super awesome little knife. Really nimble. You can throw your finger up here. Guys, you can skin a deer with this thing, no problem. Most of my knives are larger knives. Well, not that large. They're about a larger medium, 8 inches or so, in full length. And, I've noticed that skinning game, especially larger game with deer, you don't really stick the entire blade in there. You kind of do like this. You work around things. I don't have any reservations in using the smaller knife for that. In fact, this is probably going to be my main knife now for camping and quote bushcrafting, things like that. Okay, I'm not necessarily a bushcrafting guy, and one thing that's evident in that is I've got a full flat grind here, and I'm not big on Scandi grinds. Okay, they're good for carving wood and things like that, but I like to do other things like skin game, processed food, things like that. So I need a general purpose knife. Okay, now the one thing to consider when you're picking out a knife is having a full flat grind knife. Okay, that's kind of your weakest grind. They're not necessarily weak, but they're not as robust and thick as the other ones. Okay, but they're more versatile. Okay, super sharp knife here. It's got a secondary convex bevel on it. This knife the spine is 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, super sharp 90-degree spine on this thing. So all around 7 inches long total. Guys, this thing feels really good in the hand. Now, Battle Horse Knives, they have these sheaths. All their sheaths are the same style. You can get Kydex sheaths. They offer the like a paddle or fold over taco kind of a style. I like these. I'll probably end up getting a Kydex because you can see that this knife, I'm about a medium frame, and this is a really good size knife for a neck knife. I wouldn't want to go any bigger than this. I really wouldn't want to go any smaller than this because I want a knife I can get my entire hand on for doing actual work. Okay, they've got the extra piece of leather in there so you don't cut the stitching. They do a good job on their sheaths. Okay, I haven't wet formed this one yet. I plan on doing it, but I'm gonna let it break in a little bit because it's naturally tight the way it comes. Okay, so Rockwell hardness on this knife is 58 to 60, I believe it said on the card. Okay, now this is they call it natural micarta because it kind of looks like wood grain in there. I love these. This is called, depends on where you order it. It's bead blasted micarta. I order this one from DLT Trading, and they call it the matte finish, I believe. Really good grip on this knife, guys. If your hands are wet or a little bit muddy or dirty, you're gonna have a super good grip on this thing still. Okay. Now, you'll notice that the handle is sort of like a Keppert style handle. I really like that. I don't like to have a whole lot of ergonomics going on. Little hills and valleys, as they call it. I like to choose how I place my hand. I might want to grip back here for whatever reason. I do like having that little finger stalk there. Okay, in case you had to go psycho on somebody, you can flip it around. You've got a nice little place to put your thumb there. So anyway, really, really awesome little knife. You can just about hold it any way you want to, and it feels really good. The other thing I wanted this knife for is I wanted a companion to my axe. Okay, so typically I carry this Husqvarna axe. It's like a Swedish style. About a 3-foot handle on this thing, maybe 2.5 pounds, somewhere around that. I don't think it's quite 3, it could be. But anyway, these two things right here will get the job done. That's all you need. I never really carry an axe bigger than this. I don't chop down large trees when I'm camping, okay? So, you really can't go wrong with the Battle Horse knives. Now, I don't work for them or anything, and I'm not trying to sound like a commercial, but I am trying to sell you guys on these knives because I like them so much, all right? Super tough knives. This is made out of O1 tool steel, satin finish. All right, I really like it that much. I can't tell you how much I like this knife. I want to get a Kydex taco fold over for it so I can do that, carry it as a neck knife. And I think they also offer an option to get a loop for a fire steel if you want to do that. So you've got your entire survival package on your chest there. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to hit the ground and kind of show you a little bit about this knife and how good it works in the field. Okay. Alright guys, as part of this demonstration today, I am not going to be batoning wood because I've come around to the reasoning that that's not the best thing for your knives. There's no reason to beat on a knife when you have an axe, and you should always have an axe in the woods, I think. like I said, I'm not a bushcrafter, and there's no such thing as a do-it-all, just one tool thing. They make axes for a reason, okay? Yes, I could baton with this, but I really don't want to. I mean, if you're tired and you got this thing wedged in a log and you hit it sideways, I mean, you could potentially break it. I have batoned a lot of wood in the past, but it's really no bigger than something like this, just busting this down. And a lot of you probably going to argue with me and say, oh, it'll be fine, but I learned that I was watching a video by William Collins from WC Knives, and he said that he's made thousands of knives, okay? And the ones that he's had sent back to him were, they admitted to batoning with them. And he's only had about 4 or 5, I think. So he said that harmonics will travel down the blade, and right about here you'll catch like a microscopic fissure and it'll eventually break. So I really don't see any reason to do that. I can start a fire without batoning wood. I can find twigs and things. So why would we do that, you know? Plus when you got fat wood laying around everywhere, it's just, why would you do that? All right, so let's do a little carving with this thing. Now, you can get really fine little curls with this knife. Super handy little size. Notice how I'm just barely pushing it, and yeah, fat wood's a little softer than some things, but I just really enjoy using this knife. Cut those off, and for the 90-degree spine, let's flip this over. I'll try and do it backwards so you can see it better. Okay. I mean, it just scrapes the material right off of there. So if you wanted some super fine stuff to catch a spark with, I mean, there you go, it's basically dust. All right, and I could really go at it here. It's kind of hard to work with the phone in front of me. I'm trying to make it look like you were doing it with your hands, like a video game. All right, now this thing will throw a spark too, especially with this Exotac. Alrighty. So you're not going to have any trouble starting a fire with this knife either. Now, I like to have a general purpose knife. Like I said, not a big Scandi guy. I do other things. I skin things, I eat things, I carve things. So why would I want a knife that's not really going to do all of that well when I could have a knife that would just do one thing well? And, you know, obviously people have been using Scandi grind knives to do things like this and surviving for thousands of years, and that's fine, but so you can see the tomato is actually pretty wide, but it's just going right through it. I'm not pushing hard at all, it's just sinking right in, okay? You can see these are pretty thin. That's how I like to eat them. I don't like a big fat tomato on my sandwich, but you know, really nice. So there you have it, guys. I mean, this little thing will do anything. I love it. Guys, one thing I'd like to add is I do suggest, and there is a lanyard loop on this knife, I do suggest putting one on there because these outdoor style knives, whatever you want to call them, bushcraft, camping knives, they tend to sit pretty low in the sheath, which is good. You know, you're less likely to lose it or whatever. But something like this right here, it would be hard to pinch by itself, okay? But just a little leather lanyard or something like that, paracord, whatever you want to use, helps you pull it out a lot easier, okay? And you can do it quicker too. It'd be kind of hard to do by itself. Now, this is the original version, as far as I can figure, of the Woodsman. Now, they have a Woodsman Pro, which is larger. I think they made this one first, okay? That one is actually offered in flat, Scandi, or saber grind. I wish this one was offered in a saber grind, but it's not. So anyway, but you can see this thing here can do a multitude of tasks. It's up to anything. I really, really like this knife, and given its size, I'm more likely to carry it with me than any other knife I have, especially my folding knives, because this is just so much better. I could just throw this in my pocket or on my belt. It's not going to stab into the car seat, things like that. So you don't have to carry it on a dangler sheath and throw it out of the way when you're sitting in a chair or on a stump or anything really. Really, really like this knife, guys. I highly recommend it. So go check out Battle Horse Knives. And guys, we will catch you on the next one. And before I forget, To everybody that's subscribed to my channel, guys, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I know that's reliant on me and my video quality and everything. Trying to give you guys some good things to watch. So if you don't mind, like and share and subscribe if you want to. I really appreciate it. Thanks. We'll catch you later.